This is the Andres Segovia Show.
Greetings, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the program. I'm Andres, and in this episode, I just wanted to give you all just some information of some watchdog groups that I recommend to follow. Or for those of you that are in property management or property owners or looking to own property in the very near future, and also those of you that are parents or soon to be parents, then this is something that you all have to know. And these two things kind of go hand in hand, because normally when someone's a parent or is looking to grow a family, they need a space to call their own. And that's where someone like me comes in, because I deal in construction and real estate. So they want to graduate from being a renter to being a property owner so they can have more control over their destiny. And who doesn't like that very much is the state of California. The state of California wants to take over your personal property, your private property, because they're following the motto of the World Economic Forum: you will own nothing and you'll be happy. But before I get to any of that, I need to take a sip here. This is a custom mug that I made with the Rocinante on it. Rocinante coffee is a little thing some fan art created. So I made this mug because there was really no official Xpands mug. So this is from the Xpands. This poster back here is from the Xpands. That's the Rocinante, formerly known as the Tachi. It's a legitimate salvage. The show, the Xpands, is available on Prime. They're not sponsoring or just anything. I just absolutely love the show. And I bought the entire book series. I'm about 150 pages in on the 9th book. It's the final book. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm near the end. This is so insane. It's been one hell of a ride. But yeah, so coffee, what I pour in here is my roast, available from RangerCountyCoffeeCompany.com. This is the Andres Segovia Show roast. The tasting notes are dark chocolate, toasted almonds, and toffee. And this is the third bag I've burned through. So I'm like, man, I was going to order more, but I'm like, but I have other new flavors of theirs that I got to try, such as Liberal Tears. And I want to know what this feels like. White privilege. So I'm going to be trying these out next before I order another batch of my own roast. But you can go over to RangerCandyCoffeeCompany.com, use promo code DeAndreSegovia, get yourself free shipping, and you'll be supporting a small veteran-owned business. So knowing this money's going to a good cause and to a good company. But anyway, some information on some watchdog groups, because you didn't know. If you're a property owner or soon-to-be property owner, Costa-Hawkins is the last landlord law protection in the books of the state constitution that was almost lost. And for a better description of what that is, I'm going to be leaving a link in the show notes, a company's episode of www.dangerouscover.com, from the California Apartment Association, the CAA. You can follow them on YouTube. I think they're on Twitter also. They did a good summary of this right after the fact that Costa-Hawkins barely survived yet again, but the activists and the state legislators continue to try to get rid of this, because once they get rid of this, they blanket every single property that's privately owned with rent control. And as I've described before, rent control quite literally is government control of your private property, which they can ultimately eminent domain, so they can take over. And your freedoms begin with your ability to own property. It's like if you have a phone, you say it's yours. How would you like if the government came over and took your phone and said, no, it's ours? I mean, you should already be bothered by the fact that they're buying up the data of these phone companies to basically spy on you. So they circumvent it. Instead of hacking you directly, they're going through your phone because these data brokers are selling them online. All these companies that use closed algorithms like big tech, they're the ones selling it to the highest bidder. And sometimes the highest bidder with your own tax dollars is the government. And they're just keeping a profile of all of you. So see how it all connects. Real estate tech, that's what I do for the show. But it's all connected there. And, I use it as an allegory or a metaphor to describe why you should care about property ownership. Even if you're a tenant, you should care, because it affects you too. You're not free from this if you're just renting. I mean, if you know somebody, if not yourself, that's looking to own, and maybe some of them do own. This all affects you. And if you're a property owner of your own home, I'm a homeowner, I don't have additional properties or rentals. How does it affect me? It affects you entirely too, because they're trying to control what you're able to do with your own home. So that's what you got to know about. So watchdog groups like the CAA and the Apartment Owner Association, AOA, which is at AOAUSA.com. They're on YouTube and Facebook. I recommend you keep up to date with these companies. with these watchdog groups, especially the AOA USA, who's doing a lot to inform you if you're looking to, say, do a tax deferred exchange of property, looking to upgrade your lease agreements for those of you that own rentals, and things like that, or what to do with the new law changes, particularly in counties like Los Angeles, San Diego, CAA. I noticed they have more information on the North County, or north side of California. So that's why I say these two really go hand in hand, but they're not the only ones out there. I've had other apartment associations on my program that I discussed. So I recommend that you check those out at the Apartments Association of Orange County. There's also the Greater Los Angeles Apartments Association. They're doing great work. Keep up to date with all these. There's a lot of associations located locally near you, and get involved in some way, somehow, so you can be aware of all this. Now, how does all that tie into being a parent and raising children? Sacramento, they want to take your parental rights away. So now we have assembly bills that are tyrannical in what they want to force on our children, limit where you can go to school. And if you try to have a religious exemption or a medical exemption, whatever exemption it might be from complying with these tyrannical rules from the state legislature that Gavin Newsom wants to run down everybody's throats, well, they're trying to find a way to just say, you know what, it doesn't matter where, if it's a public school, if it's a charter school, if it's a private school, it's a Christian school, you're all going to have to do this. It's absolutely bonkers, which includes you having to gender affirm your child. AB 957, I think it is. I shared it on my Instagram. Follow me across the socials at @the_Segovia, on Twitter _Segovia, where I share these things, particularly Instagram, because they want you to affirm the gender of your child. If they want to use a different pronoun, if they identify something else, whatever it might be. And if you do not affirm them, in which also includes puberty blockers, genital mutilation, which they call gender affirming care surgery and all that. If you do not do any of that, then it's considered neglect and or abuse of the child, and the state could take your child away. That's absolutely insane, folks. That's what we come to. Canada has done something to that extent where they don't take the child away, they take the parent away and they jail them because you used the wrong pronouns. It happened to a father up there who refused to use the preferred pronoun of an 8, 9-year-old, whatever it was. I don't remember. It's been a couple years. I shared this on my socials. One of the assembly members that authored the bill was using a 7-year-old as an example when it comes to putting them on puberty blockers and stuff. Like, oh my goodness. For those of you that are not aware of where this whole gender spectrum thing came from, or gender theory itself, I recommend you check out a video post that I made. It's the most disturbing one I've ever had to do. It was a locals exclusive. It's available more public now. I have it up on Rumble. I just recently posted it there. It's been up on YouMaker. I did some edits to it that makes the conversation and the discussions of things flow a little better. So definitely check it out. It's available in the show notes of this episode. Or if you're on Rumble, just look for the Rumble videos. It should be one of the most recent ones. It's on John Money, the man who invented gender, basically. So that discussion, it's a tough one to cycle through, and viewer discretion, listener discretion is advised. But if you can, by all means, check that out for why any of this talk that sounds like you're caring for a child should be the most disturbing thing to you as a parent. So with all that being said, a lot's going on. And when it comes to the show, I've been so busy. I wasn't able to post my episode of this week, so I had to put a rerun up. And I'm planning on doing more now that I'm available on Kick, Twitch, DLive, so I can stream over there, including Corridor TV and others. And Rumble. I'm going to be bringing my Local Broker React series and my interviews, including some of them that I've done redux to them. So they're shorter versions of the long ones, because some of them are about an hour and a half, and I trimmed them down to the essence of the conversations. So with these new audience members discovering me, that's why I'm able to bring some more episodes out of the woodworks, some that didn't get the traction or just got shadow banned by YouTube. Thanks a lot, YouTube. So now that it's finding a new audience, I'm going to be bringing Throwback Thursdays, especially since now I'm on Kick, joining the likes of Twitch, and DLive, where I live stream some of these things. And it'll probably be on like a rotation. Some of them will be interviews. Other ones would be the Local Broker Reacts, such as I cover California news and things like that. So stay tuned for that. But other than that, I think I mentioned everything else I needed to mention. So I guess that's where I'll leave it. I thank you very much for checking out this update of the Andres Segovia show. I got another reaction episode from the Critic Corner that's going to be posted here soon. Local saw it first, so if you want to check out my episodes before they post here, go to my locals community. You'll find it there. Thank you so much for watching the latest episode of the program. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Stay in the know, and I'll see you in the next one.